Hey guys, it's Sarah here. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I passed the nclex-rn with 75 questions, and I graduated from a school that didn't teach us a thing. They just spoon-fed us everything, and we graduated not knowing anything. So the simple answer to that question is Uworld. Here's a breakdown of how to do it. So here are the first and second step that I'm going to say together. You're going to go through all the Uworld questions, and you're going to write down and type everything. What this does is that every time you're writing down and type, it's reviewing it again. So when you're going to go through the question, this can be one time, you're going to write it down or type it, it's going to be another time. So then what you're going to do is before you go on to the next question, you're going to look at the question again, and you're going to say why the answer you picked is wrong based on whatever you read. And that would be like your third time reviewing it in your mind. And just as a side note, the reason why I personally am a real big believer in Uworld versus like a comprehensive review book or something like that is because by a comprehensive review book, you could allow it to go in one ear and out the other one. By a question, you actually have to think and read it again and stuff like that to process it to actually answer the question. So you're thinking of the question, then you're reading the rationale, then you're writing everything down, then you're seeing why you did everything wrong. You already reviewed it 4 times, so it really stays in your mind. As opposed to a review book, you're just reading it. It could either go in one or out the other one, or you could just read it once and then so overwhelming because you go through it so fast. By the time you're done the whole review, half the stuff are lost. So step 3 and 4. Step 3 is take a practice assessment exam. And step 4 is, based on the results, to schedule your NCLEX. When you take a practice assessment exam, you're going to get a score. It could be a 50, it could be an 80, it could be a 30. But it doesn't really make a difference the score as much as what they tell you the probability of passing is. Because you could get a 50 and have a high probability of passing, you could get a 50 and have a low probability of passing. It all depends on the type of question they gave you, etc. So you're going to look at your probability of passing, then you're going to schedule your NCLEX. Even if it's a bad probability, you want to schedule your NCLEX. So if you have a high probability of passing, you want to schedule it for, let's say, 2 weeks. If you have a low probability, a month, depending on your family situation and what else you have going on and how many questions you do a day. What this does is that it gives you a date, because after you've done all your questions, now you're done. Now you're just reviewing and you're going to go over and learn. If you don't have a set date, you're just going to, oh, today I don't have time, I'll do it tomorrow, and I just won't take my NCLEX the next day. You know, you need a scheduled date that's going to get you motivated to actually be done by that date. Number 5 is you're going to reduce some of your incorrect questions. The reason why the word some is in capital is because there's no way you're going to be able to review all of your incorrect questions. For me and for many of my friends, we had more wrong than right at the end of all the questions. So there was no way there was enough time that was going to redo all the incorrect questions. But you want to focus on that because that's going to teach you stuff that you got wrong the first time. And there's some points you should know. When you do this, be aware that you're going to get a lot wrong because these are questions that you get wrong. So on a regular test where you would have stuff you know and stuff you don't know, these are stuff that you don't know. So your score is probably going to be lower. In general, Uworld is a little bit like discouraging when you take it because you feel like you knew it, you don't know it, and then you pass and then you get a 50. But you should just, a 50 is like an 80, 90 on a regular exam. So you should do as much as you could. Let's say as soon as you schedule your exam, let's say there's 2 weeks, just keep doing some questions, I don't know, 75 questions a day or whatever you could. And of the incorrect ones, if you have a month, you might get more done, etc. Number 6, this is the last tip. You want to make a chart for memorization. There's going to be stuff that you want to memorize. What I did, I wrote a list and I started memorizing them 2 or 3 days before. And it included critical lab values, isolation precautions, a few stuff I didn't know about other diseases, some pharmacology, like which medications are nephrotoxic and which medications are photosensitive, and a few other stuff. How it helped me get into my mind, I just repeated it. I looked on it kind of just randomly. I was going for a walk, just took it with me, just kept reading it. And when I did questions with it just went into my mind because I kept using the same, let's say, how much is potassium, 3.5 to 5, and it kept coming up in all the questions that I just knew it. Here's a quick recap of everything. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go through all the Uworld questions. Second thing, while you're doing the Uworld questions, you're going to write down or type everything. Then you're going to take a practice assessment exam and then schedule your NCLEX based on the results. Then you're going to go ahead and redo some incorrect questions, and a few days before the NCLEX, and you're going to make a chart, memorize what you needed. So that's it for now. In the next videos, I'm going to be going over the YouTube rationales and the content for you. So stay tuned and please like and subscribe. Thank you. Good luck.